littlesleepersanddreamers.com, and I am your pediatric sleep consultant. If you are struggling to get your little one sleeping through the night, you are in the right place. Are you expecting a new baby? Whether it's your first or your fifth, I am going to go through all the things you need to know to be prepared to help your little one sleep as soon as they get here. I am so excited that you are here and that we are doing this video. I myself am expecting my second in just a few short months, and I needed to get into the mindset of preparing for this little one, and I thought it would be great to get you prepared as well. The first thing you want to do is you want to look at their sleep space. Are they going to be sleeping in their nursery right from the start? Are they going to be sleeping in your room? Wherever it is that they are sleeping, you need to make sure that the room is dark. When they go to sleep, you need to shut the curtains, the blinds, shut off the lights, close the door, and make sure that room is completely dark. That means that when your eyes have adjusted and you hold your hand up in front of your face, you can't see it. If you can see it, it's not dark enough. You need to make sure that the room is super, super dark. Another thing you want to check is to make sure that you have a sound machine for your new little one. They are so used to hearing the whooshing sounds, the loud noises being inside that womb, that they find a sound machine very comforting. The sounds inside the womb are technically as loud as a vacuum cleaner, so you can have loud sounds for them to fall asleep by. Now you do want to make sure that your sound machine isn't too loud because you don't want to hurt their brand new little ears. You can check the sound by using an app, and you don't want it to be more than 50 decibels. So open up your phone, download a decibel reader app, put it where the baby's head would go in the bassinet or the crib, and turn on the sound machine. If it's louder than 50 decibels, it's too loud. Turn it down a little to protect their little ears. The other thing you want to keep in mind is the temperature. Brand new little babies can overheat easily, and when they overheat, they might not make any noise or fuss about it. So we want to be very careful and protect them of that by keeping the room temperature between 68 and 72 degrees. Now, when you dress them for bed, they really don't need any more than one extra layer than what you would wear when you go to bed. The most important thing that you want to be mindful of when you create their sleep space is that they have their own. You don't want to be co-sleeping because AAP, the American Academy of Pediatrics, says that it is not safe. It is not a safe practice. So go ahead and make sure that they have their own sleep space, whether it be a bassinet, a pack and play, or a crib, and that they are securely in that spot and not in bed with you. We don't want any accidents to happen. There is nothing more frightening than waking up in the night and pulling off blankets and pillows to try to find your new little one. So make sure that they have their own sleep space, even if you think you can co-sleep carefully. Oftentimes, new parents get thrown into the parenting game and aren't really sure what their little one should be doing. They kind of go by what their little one does. The first thing you want to check is their wake windows. So wake windows are the amount of time that they are awake between sleep. For your little one, you want their wake window to be between 30 and 60 minutes. 90 minutes is okay as they get older, closer to the 4-month mark, but really keep those windows small because you don't want an overtired baby. If you would like an example of a sleep schedule right for your new little one, I have newborn sleep schedules. Click the link in the description and enter that you are having a newborn, and you can get the perfect schedule for your little one. So as I said, you don't want an overtired baby because overtired babies have a hard time settling. When I had my little guy 2 years ago, I thought that I had to keep him awake for a long period of time so that he was sleepy when it came to bedtime. But that's actually a myth. Sleep begets sleep, which means you need your little one sleeping during the day, taking those naps so that they can sleep at night. Sounds a little bit like that wouldn't work that way, but that is how it is. Overtired babies have a hard time settling. When I kept my son up for a couple hours when he was really little, it took about a couple hours to get him back to sleep. He would cry and fuss, or if I did get him down, he'd wake up 10 minutes later, and it was just a hard, long task. So make sure that you are being very mindful of your little one's wake windows so that you are not having them overtired. Now you can look at sleepy cues to know when they are tired, but sleepy cues are not always accurate, so don't rely only on them. You can use them as you gauge your wake windows, but be mindful of the wake windows first and then pay attention to those sleepy cues. So you also want to know that newborns will feed frequently. It is normal for your little one to wake up every 2 hours to eat in the beginning. That is just what they need at the time. So while you want to protect their calorie intake, you also do want to make sure that when they are waking, they are actually hungry. So the one thing you can do to make sure is just wait a few minutes. When you hear your little one stirring, make sure that they are fully awake, crying, and ready to eat, because newborns are noisy. Have you ever heard a newborn in their little beds sleeping? They make all kinds of little rooching noises and fusses and may let out a cry or two, but they could really still be sleeping. And if you go over to them too soon, you could be waking them up. Now, who wants to wake up a baby in the middle of the night when they don't have to be awake? So give them a couple minutes. Make sure that they are actually awake and not just making these baby noises. Also, the more calories that you can get in them during the day, the better they will sleep at night. So if you can, try to go by their wake windows and really try to get those full feedings when it is their time to feed so that they will sleep better at night. Now, another common thing that happens is that they don't have their circadian rhythm worked out yet. They will have their days and nights mixed up. So the one thing you can do to help that is during the daytime, make it bright, make it light. Let them know that this is the time to be awake. Have them play when, in between during those wake windows when you can. Just get them to kind of be a little more aware that this is the daytime. And then at night, you want to keep it dark and calm so that they know the difference. Make it very drastic that light, bright is day and they can be up playing, and that night is for sleeping. The more that you practice that, the sooner they will be able to get their nights and days in order. And also know that short naps are common. Again, because they don't have their circadian rhythm matured enough yet, they also will only go through about one sleep cycle sometimes. So if they sleep for 30 minutes, That's okay. That's normal. As they get older, you can work on having them fix that by stretching their naps. But for the time being, they are okay to have short naps. Just be mindful of their wake windows. So not only do you have to prepare for this little one, but you might have other children. They might be getting a new sibling, and you need to prepare them for this. So really take the time as you are leading up to this new little one's arrival, that you are talking with them, that you are explaining to them. If they are old enough to understand, tell them, like, your little brother or sister is gonna cry at night, and it's okay. Mommy and Daddy will be there to help, and you can go to sleep, so that if they do hear the little one in the night, they know that they don't need to be getting up and doing anything. You also want to just incorporate things into their daily life. For my little son, he's only 21 months, so he doesn't fully get what is about to happen in a couple months. But we got him a little boy baby doll. We practice having the baby cry, and he'll come put the pacifier or the baby doll's thumb in his mouth to help him know, like, oh, when the baby cries, we can come help the baby. We have him kiss my belly to kind of talk about, like, oh, the baby is here, and just really get him involved. The other thing is they will be eventually sharing a room, and I have already set up the nursery for both babies, for both kids. So his older big crib is on one side, and I have a little mini crib for the new baby on the other side of the room. And he has seen that for a couple months now, actually. And so he might not understand why there's two cribs in the room or anything other than just something else is there. But eventually, knowing that there is a change will help him to know that there will be a little one coming. So we hope that all this preparation will help him be prepared for when his little brother comes. The big scary word that often parents hear with sleep is regressions. Regressions will happen. And a lot of times when a big change, like a new sibling comes, you might have a regression with your child, your older child, and that's okay. The best thing you can do is to stay consistent, and it'll work itself out. Now, when you bring your newborn home, they will be crying, and it's okay to allow the newborn to cry. You don't have to do everything you can to get them to be quiet because your older child or children are sleeping. Their older kids will adapt to it. It's okay. So don't be too worried about it. Now, if it is causing big issues where your newborn is waking up your children or child many times and it's hard to get that child back to sleep, then you need to think about how to kind of separate the children a little more so that the newborn is not so close to where your older child is sleeping. But for the most part, they will adapt to it. It will be fine. Again, if your child is old enough to understand, tell them Mommy and Daddy are going to take care of the baby when you hear him or her cry. It's okay for you to just go back to sleep. Let them know that so that they don't think that they have to do anything. And as I said, my little boys are going to be sharing a room, but the big key with room sharing is you don't want them in the same room until both are sleeping through the night. Because if I come home from the hospital and start putting my little one in the nursery with his brother right away, I'm going to be going in every couple hours from the start. And that's just going to interfere with my older son's sleep. So you really want to make sure that they are sleeping through the night so that both children are getting the most restful sleep possible. If you are in a situation where they have to share a room, put the littler baby by the door so that you can quickly come in, grab the baby when he or she wakes up, give a feeding maybe in the living room, and put the baby right back down. So there are ways around it, but the ideal plan is to wait until both siblings are sleeping through the night. Tip number 4 is to be ready to set newborn foundations right from the start. So right away, you can start with a bedtime routine, even at the hospital. You can keep it brief, keep it short, but you can can start it right away to get them into that routine. Again, to help them with their days and nights, you can make sure that your days are bright, the lights are on, the curtains are open, and that it is really shining, the sun is really shining in to let them know that it's daytime. Another great thing is to get them outside, even if it's a short a short walk in the morning or and then again in the evening. The sun will really help play an important role to helping them sleep better at night. And then in your nights, you want to keep it dark and calm as possible. That will help them to get their days and nights in order a little sooner than if you didn't do all of that. The next thing you can do is practice tummy time. Tummy time is so important for so many reasons, and it also benefits their sleep. So check out my video in the iCard here all about tummy time and how you can help your newborn start tummy time from day one. Another thing you really want to have on hand is knowing the 5 S's. The 5 S's are Dr. Harvey Karp's way of soothing a fussy baby. If you complete these 5 S's, your baby will go from crying to calm in a matter of minutes. So check out my iCard here about the 5 S's so that you can learn exactly what to do when your baby just isn't settling down. Now, with a newborn, you can't sleep train right from the beginning, but you can set these foundations. As soon as your little one is 16 weeks old from due date or 12 pounds, you are able to sleep train. And as soon as you are ready, I am here to help you along the process. All you need to do is send me an email at littlesleepersanddreamers@gmail.com, and I would love to help you get started on your sleep journey. And tip number 5 is to take it one day at a time. Babies aren't robots. You're going to have some hard days. You're going to have some struggles. And just know that it will get easier. Implementing all of these tips will help make it easier just a little bit sooner. So be consistent and be prepared. Lastly, as a mother and father, I want you to trust your gut. A lot of times new parents feel like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what's going on. And that's okay. But if you have a gut feeling about one thing or another, trust it and do it. In the comment below, let me know if you are expecting a little one and when your little one will be here. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the alert bell as more videos will be coming your way. I'll see you in the next one. Sweet dreams.